I got horses, cows, goats, and I'm working on chicken coop now.
Keldon Johnson loves basketball and farm life in big board sports. Antonio Spurs won 3 of their last 5 games to close out the regular season, including yesterday 138-117 at the Dallas Mavericks. The Mavs sat 5 players while the Spurs rested 9, including third-year shooting guard Devin Vassell. The 22-year-old only played in 38 games this season due to a knee issue. He had a left knee procedure in early January that shut him down for 2 months. He returned March 2nd and played in just 9 games the rest of the way. The Spurs are being very careful with one of their bright young stars. During his exit interview yesterday, Vassell was asked if he's at peace with how the team handled him to make sure the knee is 100%.
Just going through this season, it was nagging me the whole time. Obviously, I had to get surgery. It's a big thing for me to just be healthy. You know what I'm saying? So I think this offseason is going to be big for me with going through a plan, making sure that I'm healthy, and so I don't have to go through this ever again. I don't ever want to play half a season or sit or not play back-to-backs or do what I had to do this year. So I think it was just a big time for me. They understood, what I was going through, and they did. I feel like they did the right thing.
Spurs leading scorer Keldon Johnson didn't play that much down the stretch due to a right foot sprain. He played in 63 games total and led the Spurs in scoring this season at 22 points per contest, but he only suited up in 8 of the Spurs' final 17 games. Now that the season is over with, Keldon will have more time to do something that he really enjoys.
Yeah, I'll probably be a farmer. I'll probably have my ranch. I'll probably get another ranch, a lot of animals, and I'll just take care of them.
Is it peaceful?
Yeah, because I feel like at the end of the day, animals gonna love you every day, regardless of what you do that day. Humans, not so much.
And he's right about that. 2 humans and teammates didn't like each other very much yesterday, that's for sure. Timberwolves center Rudy Gobert threw a punch at his own teammate Kyle Anderson in the team huddle yesterday. The Athletic is reporting that the incident spilled over into the locker room at halftime, with the two having a heated verbal exchange. Gobert was sent home yesterday, and today the team suspended him for their playing game tomorrow night at the Los Angeles Lakers. Jon Rahm won his second major in his first green jacket at the Masters yesterday at 12 under par. Due to many weather delays, Rahm had to finish his 3rd round yesterday before teeing off his final round. He played a total of 30 holes and looked calm the entire way, but there was one stretch during his final 18 that tested his cool, calm, and collected demeanor.
That bogey on 9, timing-wise, was bad because Jordan and Phil came in making birdies, right? So what looked like a 2, possibly more shot lead, narrowed down very, very quickly with a chance of making a birdie on 18, right? So made those 10, 11, 12 holes harder. Again, I might have looked calm, but I was definitely nervous out there, and I'm glad that's the way it looked. I mean, that's what you strive for, right? You don't want to panic, and I never panicked. I felt comfortable with my game, and I had a plan to execute, and that's all I can do.
Rahm is now the #1 ranked golfer in the world, and he won $3.24 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, I
Right?
had forgotten the Masters payout was that much. Huge. A lot of money.
Big time. Thanks, Larry.
Thanks, Larry. Coming up in the next half hour, the U.S. intelligence community on high alert after classified defense documents leaked online. The contents of those documents and the latest on the DoD's investigation into who leaked them. After the break. Shockwaves in the U.S. intelligence community following the leak of a series of highly classified documents on social media.
U.S. officials are rattled by this, fearing the revelations could jeopardize sensitive sources and compromise critical relationships. Gloria Pazmino with the latest.
An interagency effort is underway.
This level of breach is significant.
To determine the authenticity and impact of dozens of leaked Pentagon documents that were posted online in recent weeks.
If there's 50 classified documents, there's 50 separate stories that are going to impact on the ground in Ukraine right now.
The information contained in the document reveals the depths of U.S. spying on allies and foes alike.
Number one, the most important thing we have are our sources, and number two are our allies. And when those are both put in jeopardy, that makes us less secure and it makes our enemies more emboldened.
Some of the documents, which officials say are authentic, expose the extent of U.S. eavesdropping on allies, including South Korea, Israel, and Ukraine. Others seem to divulge key weaknesses in Ukrainian weaponry and military readiness, while some show the degree to which the U.S. has penetrated the Russian Ministry of Defense.
Its goal is to weaken our resolve, weaken our alliance.
But unlike previous intelligence leaks, U.S. officials believe some of the documents may have been altered.
These photos appear to show documents similar in format to those used to provide daily updates to our senior leaders on Ukraine and Russia. Some of these images appear to have been altered.
A Pentagon spokesperson said the U.S. is already in talks with allies regarding the leak, and steps are being taken to tighten the flow of such highly sensitive documents. I'm Gloria Pasmino reporting.
In Louisville, Kentucky, 4 people are dead, at least 9 others injured after a gunman opened fire at a bank downtown. Authorities say the shooter was armed with a long gun. According to witnesses, the shooting started in a first-floor conference room. Investigators say the man was an employee at the bank. Kentucky's Governor Andy Beshear revealing during a news conference following that shooting that a close friend of his was killed.
I have a very close friend that didn't make it today. And I have another close friend who didn't either, and one who's at the hospital that I hope is going to make it through.
According to the Gun Violence Archive, there have been at least 15 mass shootings so far in the U.S. this month alone, including today's.
One of the lawmakers expelled from their seat in the Tennessee state legislature will be returning. The Nashville Metropolitan Council voted to send Representative Justin Jones back to the Capitol 4 days after he was ousted. He was expelled for his alleged role in a protest calling for more gun control in the aftermath of a deadly school shooting in Nashville. Jones says this expulsion has only ignited a passion to serve and speak up for the people who voted for him.
There are people who don't have anyone to do their constituent affairs anymore. We definitely have unfinished business.
If he's reinstated, Jones and Pearson would serve until a special election where they could run for their seats again.
Former President Donald Trump has filed a long-shot bid to keep his former vice president from testifying in a January 6th investigation. That's according to a person familiar with the case. A judge has ordered Mike Pence to testify before a federal grand jury investigating efforts to subvert the 2020 election. The former vice president has said he would comply with the subpoena, but Trump is now appealing the judge's decision. The former president trying to claim executive privilege around his and Pence's conversations.
U.S. consumers are starting to feel that credit is getting more difficult to access. That's according to a new survey from the Federal Reserve. The number of respondents who said it's harder to obtain credit now than a year ago climbed to the highest level in the survey's history. Consumers' year-ahead inflation expectations also increased. For the first time since October, that marked the largest jump in one-year inflation expectations since March of last year. However, longer-term inflation expectations decreased when looking at 3- and 5-year horizons.
Your family's favorite iconic storageware could soon be history. Tupperware is barely staying afloat. The company says it is looking for financing because it doesn't have enough cash to fund its operations. Tupperware also exploring potential layoffs and reviewing its real estate portfolio. Stocks plunged 40% in pre-market trading today. The New York Stock Exchange also warned Tupperware could be delisted for not filing a required annual report. The 77-year-old business has struggled to stay relevant and attract young customers.
No more parties.
Guess not.
No more Tupperware.
Do they not
parties.
do those anymore?
I don't think so. Up next, how a local nonprofit is hoping to collect thousands of items to send to troops overseas. The items they're looking for and how you can help. Next.
A local nonprofit hopes to collect 20,000 pounds of items for care packages to send to U.S. service members that are presently deployed.
Tiffany Huerta shows us how the simplest items can mean the most.
I think in care packages, what you get is a little piece of something to remind you of being at home. You get some of your favorite things.
Angela Johnson retired from the U.S. Army in 2015.
I was deployed in Iraq from 2004 to 2005.
Johnson remembers receiving care packages.
Cards, letters, even with my daughter, she was in her class and her teacher had everyone send like little letters and notes.
Today, she works for the nonprofit Soldiers Angels and helps put together care packages for deployed service members with some of their favorite things. The nonprofit recently kicked off its annual Go Camel Care Package collection drive.
The popular items, of course, are Slim Jims. They're always at the top of the list, and any type of beef jerky products. But trail mix is popular.
There are a lot of different items they will include in the care packages, but it's about the simple things that mean the most, including the downtime items, from puzzles to cards.
President and CEO of Soldiers Angels, Amy Palmer, says their goal this year is to collect 20,000 pounds of items in celebration of the nonprofit's 20th anniversary.
Our goal this year is to have a military vehicle come and fill the military vehicle at the end of the campaign with the 20,000 pounds of items.
You can ship the collected items to Soldiers Angels until June 30th. For Johnson, she is passionate about this campaign and hopes it brings many smiles.
Working here at Soldiers Angels, it was just a dream that I always wanted to do, is just to make someone's life a little happier.
Tiffany Huertas, KSAT 12 News.
Now, if you would like to help out and donate some items, just go to soldiersangels.org to find out more. We also have a link to that campaign on our website at KSAT.com.
Take a live look outside right now, 71 degrees.
And a little more sunshine, squeezing it in this evening.
Yeah, I was waiting for it to rain, though, today.
I know, because it looked like it.
We got a taste of the good life, now we want more.
Exactly,
That's right.
Bring it on.
Nothing wrong with that, and there are more opportunities in the days ahead, and we'll get into that in a moment. I want to give you this graphic again with a little correction I made on there. Since April 1st, 1.63 inches of rain, and we are now almost 0.9 inches above average for the month, but for the year to date, we're still about 2 inches below average. That's officially at the airport. And you look off into the hill country, some downpours, a little bit of lightning and thunder. You can see that if you're in Kerrville or Ingram. It's just off to the west of you. We'll take a closer look at this rain, talk about when it's going to hit various areas, and of course our next chance of showers and storms with a cold front in just a bit.
A 5-hour standoff on the city's east side ending peacefully today. Marlon Avita Reyes was taken into custody after that standoff with Bexar County deputies. He's charged with strangulation in connection to a domestic violence incident.
The Bexar County Sheriff's Office searching for the person who shot 3 people on the northeast side. That suspect in a dark-colored SUV when they fired several shots into some duplexes. The victims taken to the hospital. They are expected to survive.
4 people are dead, at least 9 others injured after a shooting at a bank in Louisville, Kentucky. Local authorities say the shooter had a long rifle. Investigators say that man was an employee of that bank. This is at least the 15th mass shooting this month.
His name has been cleared. A man wrongfully convicted in 1991 has now been officially exonerated. Melvin Quinney, accused of indecency with a child in 1991 by his own son. His exoneration means he will no longer have to register as a sex offender. You can find these stories and more on KSAT.com, and that's your 60-second recap.
All right, let's turn to the forecast now. And I heard Caskey say something about a cold front, so that's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah,
no matter how far off it is.
Yeah, exactly. It's coming this weekend, so it'll be affecting the weekend. Until then, we're going to be gradually warming up. We'll hit kind of our peak and then fall off just a little bit, but it's going to bring with it some storm chances because of some instability that should build at that time. Speaking of storms, we have a few on the radar right now. Take a look at it. Nothing in or around San Antonio. You head off to the west and you see that one little shower we've been talking about just west of Pipe Creek now, in between Pipe Creek and the city of Bandera. One little downpour along 173 with that. And then we have this other little cluster of heavy rain and few strokes of lightning with it there. That's headed southward toward Lakey. It's going to make it to Lakey at 7:07 p.m., Rio Frio at 7:25 p.m. And if you're in Kerrville, you look just off to the west, you can see the towering thunderstorm. It's dark, flashes of lightning with it. That's moving through Hunt, just clipping Ingram, just moved through Mountain Home. A little bit of purple on the radar here, just southwest of Mountain Home, could indicate some non-damaging hail that's associated with that thunderstorm that's moving southward. So a little bit of activity out there on the radar screen. Otherwise, you look at the visible satellite imagery, and we've cleared out a little bit here in San Antonio. We've got that sunshine, especially the northern half of Bexar County, a good amount of sunshine right now. Meanwhile, just off to the northwest up I-10, we have a few just beneficial showers and thunderstorms. But overall, embedded within this flow aloft are little bursts of energy, and that's coming southward down the plains. So you go all the way up to Wichita Falls and Oklahoma City. There's this isolated thunderstorm activity that's been pushing southward. And this upper level low in the midsection of the country, that's going to drop southward and cut off from the main flow. And these can be beneficial for us when it comes to needed rainfall. Unfortunately, it's not going to be in the right spot. We need these upper lows to be in northern Mexico to give us the good lift and the good energy and to rain-making energy. But that rain-making energy is going to be from Louisiana to Florida and up into the Carolinas in the days ahead. Then a shift comes on Saturday. That's when a cold front drops in and gives us 40% chance. So scattered showers and thunderstorms should be developing on Saturday. Of course, a lot of time between now and then, so we'll keep you updated. But right now, I do think, depending on where these storms pop up, we could actually have some strong to severe thunderstorms on Saturday. That potential does exist. Dew point of 58, it's not bad. It feels nice out there with that lack of mugginess. Air temperature at 72. Right now, Hondo 74, Del Rio 82 degrees, Cotulla 77, New Braunfels now at 71. And 68 in Bernie. We'll start the day tomorrow at 58 degrees. Notice that 10% chance of a shower, just a few stray sprinkles here and there. That's about it. And even some patchy fog early in the morning. But then by noon, we've got sunshine, 71 degrees, and into the afternoon, 77. You're not going to notice a lot of humidity for the next several days until we get to Friday and Saturday. That's when that sticky mugginess comes back into the picture. But that also will provide some fuel for the potential thunderstorms on Saturday. Tomorrow, we're just into the 70s. That's going to be the trend again on Wednesday, 78. Thursday, sunny and 81. There's that gradual warming trend. By Saturday, we're talking 90 degrees right before that front hits, and then the chance of those scattered showers and thunderstorms later in the day on Saturday. That's really the day we're watching closely. Notice that humidity. It's just back for a few days because that cold front will sweep away the humidity for Sunday. Looking beautiful and feeling good Sunday and Monday with those mornings in the 50s and highs right near 80. Notice not a lot of variety when it comes to temperatures here. That little spike on Saturday, and that's it.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Adam.
The Buzz is up next.
For a limited time, you could get married here in a Wienermobile.
You heard Myra right.
That's right. Oscar Mayer says it will host weddings in its first Wienermobile of love this coming weekend. Where else would this happen but Las Vegas?
Yeah. The company says couples can book a 30-minute spot online or join the wait list if demand is too high. They should come with a valid Las Vegas wedding license. Oscar Mayer says it will foot the on-site bill, provide a photographer, even have hot doggers on hand to serve as witnesses because, you know, when you get married in a Wienermobile.
Yeah, so many venue debates over and done with.
This is a moment you really want to relish. Jeez. All right, so what would an ancient Egyptian look like? Might look like this. You don't have to wonder anymore. Brazilian experts have used digital imaging to reveal the face of an Egyptian man who used to live 35,000 years ago. It's a detailed facial approximation of a skull of Nazlet Kader.
The skeletal remains were actually discovered in 1980 in Egypt's Nile Valley. Experts believe the man was between 17 to 29 years old at the time of his death. He was also believed to be more than 5 foot 3 inches tall. Researchers plan to show the facial reconstruction at an exhibit in the future.
Yeah, we don't know.
That's all our time here on the News at 6. Thanks for watching.
We'll see you back here on the Night Beat at 10. Until then, have a great night.